The world of medicine knew Dr. Evelyn Wise. She was a beacon of knowledge, a surgeon of unparalleled skill. Her hands, steady and sure, had guided countless patients back from the brink. Dr. Wise was renowned for her innovative techniques, her relentless pursuit of medical advancement. Her name was whispered with reverence in hospital corridors and research labs alike. Subscribe to Dr. Wise Network. Comment, share, and follow on all social media platforms.
Pause 5S. The origins of Bridges Medical Center were humble yet visionary. Founded over a century ago by Dr. Eleanor Bridges, a pioneer in her own right, the institution began as a modest clinic. Dr. Bridges believed in a future where medical care was accessible to all, regardless of their background. Her dream was to create a sanctuary of healing, a place where innovation and compassion walked hand in hand. Through decades of dedication and hard work, Bridges Medical Center evolved, expanding its reach and capabilities. Today it stands not just as a hospital, but as a beacon of hope and progress, carrying forward the legacy of its founder. Pause 5S. Dr. Evelyn Wise, with her unmatched expertise and unwavering commitment, became a crucial part of this legacy. Her journey intertwined with the center's mission, propelling it to new heights. Dr. Wise's contributions were not just in her surgical precision, but in her relentless drive to push the boundaries of what was possible in medicine. Together, they forged a path of excellence, creating a haven where every patient could find solace and the promise of recovery. Pause 5S. Add the same picture of Dr. Wise at the end of this chapter. Bridges Medical Center stood as a testament to modern medicine. Its towering structure, a beacon of glass and steel, dominated the city skyline. Inside its walls, a symphony of hushed whispers, beeping machines, and hurried footsteps played out day and night. The air hummed with a quiet intensity, a constant reminder of the battles fought and won within its sterile corridors. Bridges Medical Center was a place where cutting-edge technology met compassionate care. The familiar rhythm of the hospital was about to be disrupted. A new and unknown threat emerged, casting a shadow over the usual hum of activity. It began subtly, a cluster of unusual cases presenting with baffling symptoms. At first, they seemed like isolated incidents, easily dismissed as rare occurrences. But as the days turned into weeks, a chilling pattern began to emerge. The disease announced itself with a cruel subtlety. At first, it was just a nagging cough, a low-grade fever easily dismissed as a seasonal flu. But then came the fatigue, a bone-deep weariness that clung to its victims like a shroud. Daily tasks became insurmountable challenges, their bodies rebelling against even the simplest of movements. As the days wore on, the symptoms intensified, their insidious nature becoming increasingly apparent. The isolation ward, once a sterile and impersonal space, became a crucible of fear and uncertainty. Patients, their faces pale and drawn, lay in their beds, their eyes reflecting a mixture of hope and despair. The rhythmic beeping of monitors provided a constant soundtrack to their silent suffering. Families, their faces etched with worry, huddled outside the ward, desperate for any scrap of news. The air hung heavy with the weight of unspoken anxieties. As the days bled into weeks, the disease tightened its grip on the city. What was once a cluster of isolated cases had exploded into a full-blown epidemic. Hospitals, overwhelmed by the sheer number of patients, were forced to turn away all but the most critical cases. The healthcare system, stretched to its breaking point, teetered on the brink of collapse. Fear, palpable and suffocating, seeped into every aspect of their existence.
Recognizing the limitations of working in isolation, I reached out to my extensive network of colleagues. I knew that the solution to this medical enigma lay not in individual brilliance, but in the collective wisdom of the scientific community. I organized virtual conferences, sharing my findings and seeking input from leading experts. Among those who answered my call was Dr. Patel, a renowned virologist. Together, we pored over the data, our combined knowledge forming a formidable force against the unknown. The identification of the virus's rapid mutation rate, while a significant breakthrough, presented a daunting challenge. Traditional antiviral therapies were rendered useless against an enemy that could alter its genetic makeup with such speed and agility. Dr. Patel and I knew that we needed to find a new approach. Days turned into weeks as we tirelessly explored every possible avenue of treatment. Then, late one night, a glimmer of hope emerged from the darkness. The experimental antiviral agent had shown promise, momentarily stalling the virus's relentless replication. It wasn't a cure, not yet, but it was a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Dr. Wise, her intuition sharpened by years of experience, suspected that the key to defeating this elusive enemy lay not in directly attacking the virus itself, but in harnessing the body's own powerful immune system.
She knew that the human body had an incredible ability to defend itself against invaders, an intricate network of cells and proteins working in concert to identify and neutralize threats. Antibodies, those microscopic soldiers of the immune system, were capable of recognizing and binding to specific viruses, marking them for destruction by other immune cells.
Could they find a way to stimulate the production of antibodies that could effectively target this rapidly mutating virus?
Dr. Patel, I think we might be onto something. What if we could stimulate the immune system to produce antibodies that target a stable part of the virus?
Interesting. But we have to be careful. An overzealous immune response could be just as dangerous as the virus itself, potentially leading to a cascade of inflammatory reactions that could overwhelm the body's organs.
They both knew that stimulating the immune system was a delicate balancing act. The challenge was formidable. The virus's rapid mutation rate meant that any antibody produced by the immune system would quickly become obsolete as the virus evolved new ways to evade detection.
We need to find a way to target a part of the virus that remains relatively stable, a chink in its armor that would remain vulnerable even as the rest of its genetic makeup shifts and changes.
Dr. Wise and Dr. Patel immersed themselves in the intricate world of viral genetics, their days a blur of gene sequences, protein structures, and complex biochemical pathways.
Look at this, Maya. These regions show little variation among the samples we've collected. They might just be our key.
These conserved regions, they reasoned, were less likely to mutate, offering a potential target for a long-lasting immune response.
Let's focus on these regions. If we can develop antibodies that target them, we might have a fighting chance.
Their efforts were aided by the latest advancements in bioinformatics, powerful computer algorithms that could sift through massive amounts of genetic data, identifying patterns and anomalies that would have been impossible to detect with the naked eye.
The lab is now dominated by the hum of high-powered computers, their screens flickering with the digital representations of life's building blocks.
After weeks of relentless research, a glimmer of hope emerged. They identified a small segment of a viral protein, a tiny stretch of amino acids, that appeared to remain unchanged, even as the rest of the virus's genetic makeup underwent its relentless transformations.
This is it, Patel. This is our target, the Achilles heel that will allow us to develop a therapy capable of keeping pace with the virus's rapid mutations.
Now, we need to develop a treatment that can stimulate the production of antibodies specifically targeting this conserved region of the viral protein.
They explored various approaches, leveraging the latest advancements in immunology and genetic engineering. They created synthetic versions of the viral protein segment, hoping to trick the immune system into recognizing it as a threat and mounting a robust antibody response.
The initial trials, conducted on cell cultures in the lab, are promising. The synthetic protein segment successfully triggered the production of antibodies that bound specifically to the target region of the virus.
But the real test will be whether these antibodies can effectively neutralize the virus in living organisms and whether they can do so without causing harmful side effects.
The next steps would determine the fate of their breakthrough and perhaps the future of countless lives.
Animal trials commenced, a delicate and ethically fraught process.
The stakes were incredibly high, but so too was the potential reward.
It was a breakthrough, a beacon of hope in the fight against a disease that had seemed unstoppable. The news spread through the hospital, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of patients and their families.
The news of Dr. Wise's breakthrough spread through Bridges Medical Center like a warm breeze on a frigid day.
For weeks, the hospital had been shrouded in fear and uncertainty. But now, a glimmer of hope emerged from the darkness.
The experimental treatment, crafted by Dr. Wise and Dr. Patel, offered a slim chance of turning the tide.
Lila, her young body ravaged by the disease, became a symbol of this newfound hope. With a shared sense of purpose, they prepared to administer the first dose, their hearts filled with a prayer for a miracle. The first few days following the treatment were a blur of anxious anticipation. Every blip on the heart monitor was scrutinized for any sign of improvement. Lila's parents barely left her bedside, their love a palpable presence in the sterile room.
Then slowly a change occurred. The fever began to subside, replaced by a cool, soothing calm. The cough lessened, each breath becoming easier.
The color returned to her cheeks, a delicate blush replacing the pallor.
The medical staff began to exchange cautious smiles. Dr. Wise, exhausted but triumphant, monitored Lila's progress closely.
The battle was far from over, but a sense of optimism filled the air. As the days turned into weeks, Lila's recovery gained momentum. The fog of confusion lifted, her bright eyes regaining their sparkle. Her infectious laughter echoed through the hospital corridors.
Oh, look at her, she's eating on her own again.
Her small body began to regain its strength. The joy in the hospital room was palpable.
We can't thank you enough, Dr. Wise.
Lila's parents, their faces etched with relief and gratitude, couldn't take their eyes off their daughter. They showered the medical staff with heartfelt thanks.
Seeing Lila's recovery is all the thanks I need.
As Dr. Wise watched Lila, she knew this was just the beginning. Lila's recovery stood as a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience and medical science. Word of Lila's recovery spread beyond the hospital walls, carried on the winds of hope and whispered prayers. What began as a hushed rumor soon became a headline, a beacon of light in a world grappling with darkness.
It's a bit overwhelming, honestly. I never expected this much attention.
Dr. Wise, once known only within the medical community, found herself thrust into the spotlight. Her name became synonymous with the groundbreaking treatment that saved Lila's life. At first, the attention was overwhelming. Reporters camped outside her lab, their cameras flashing.
The awards and accolades are nice, but my focus remains on the work.
Dr. Wise, uncomfortable with the sudden fame, remained focused on her work, her mind racing ahead to the next challenge. In the wake of her groundbreaking discovery, Dr. Wise could have easily rested on her laurels, her name forever etched in the annals of medical history. But for Dr. Wise, the pursuit of knowledge and the drive to alleviate human suffering were not destinations, but a lifelong journey.
I returned to my lab with renewed vigor, my mind already abuzz with new ideas, new avenues of research to explore. The experimental treatment, while a significant breakthrough, was not a cure. I knew that the virus, with its cunning ability to mutate and evade the body's defenses, would continue to pose a threat.
She dedicated herself to developing even more effective treatments, exploring the potential of gene editing technologies and novel immune-based therapies. Dr. Wise's legacy extended far beyond the walls of her lab or the pages of medical journals.
I had become a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of human ingenuity and compassion to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. My story inspired countless young people to pursue careers in science and medicine, to dedicate their lives to unraveling the mysteries of the human body and using that knowledge to heal and to hope.
Dr. Wise's journey to conquer the unknown disease stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of human innovation. In the face of a relentless foe, she refused to be daunted, her unwavering determination fueled by compassion.
I embraced the unknown with fierce curiosity, driven to unravel the mysteries of the human body. My story is a reminder that breakthroughs often emerge from failure.
Each dead end guided her closer to the truth. She challenged conventional wisdom and refused to accept limitations.
Thinking outside the box paved the way for a life-saving discovery.
Dr. Wise's journey embodies the essence of scientific inquiry, driven by human ingenuity. Her story inspires scientists, a testament to the power of a single idea to illuminate a brighter future. Beyond the scientific advancements, Dr. Wise's story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It speaks to our capacity for compassion and our belief in the sanctity of human life.
In the face of crisis, my colleagues and I stood firm, a beacon of hope in a world of fear.
The efforts of medical staff, families, and patients remind us that the human spirit can shine through.
One person's dedication can impact the world at large.
Dr. Wise's story transcends medicine, reminding us of empathy, resilience, and a better tomorrow. Welcome to Dr. Wise Network, Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, follow, like, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.